Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. Whether you're coming from social media, whether you sent me a message, whether you saw my page on YouTube, I really, really appreciate you for taking time out to come see this. It is not by chance. And so I am really, really hoping that I actually believe that you would find value from this webinar. And it is my wish that you will put it into action because it's not just about knowing these things, it's also about applying it. So once you apply it, I guarantee you will enjoy living in this country. Okay, so this is the 10 things you must know about living in Canada. My name is Lady Teresa. I am popularly known as the Money Goddess. So let's get started without wasting time. Now, why should you listen to me? It is imperative that I introduce myself. That way, you might be able to get more context into why you should listen to me. And I must say that every single thing I am sharing today, I'm sharing them from experience. All right. Now, my name is Lady Teresa, like I already mentioned. I am a wife, a mom, an author, a coach, and a trainer. I landed in Canada May 2020 with my family in the midst of COVID, so you can imagine. And by August 2022, I became a licensed financial advisor. I am licensed across 6 provinces in Canada and counting. As of today, from my financial advisor practice, I earn active income, passive income, and residual income. And I have created a financial legacy of $1.4 million. And it is my mission to show immigrants what is working in this country and what is not. That's period. All right. We are not here to, show you the fluff or to just talk. I'm basically here to show you what works and what doesn't work, especially within the financial system of this country. Okay. I'm sure you're wondering, what does it mean to create a financial legacy of 1.4 million? So I put a snapshot here so you can understand a little bit about what I mean with financial legacy. And I always say every immigrant, we always say we come here, we want to buy a house. Yes, buying a house should be a top goal for immigrants, but guess what? Another important goal for every immigrant in this country is to create a financial legacy. That way, if something happens to you, if life is short, your family is taken care of. And if life is long, you are taken care of in your retirement. We didn't go through all the stress of coming to this country for us to still retire broke, or for us to still be doing Uber or working in Costco or doing some menial jobs, even at retirement age. So the financial legacy that I'm talking about is something that can help you solve that problem, that no matter what, you are financially protected at every point in your life. Okay. Now, knowing this is what led me to create these 10 things you must know about living in Canada. I wish that when I got into this country, that someone actually sat me down and gave me these 10 things. To be honest, at the time of doing this video, I've just been about 4 years plus in this country. And what I know, what I have learned about this, a lot of people have been here 10 years, 15 years, 8 years. They still don't know these things. And that is because if you're not intentional in this country, you will miss out on a lot of important information. All right. And this is what led me to create this, that if someone did not give me this, I want to be able to give it to someone else so that they don't have to regret in future. Now, what are these 10 things? I'm going to highlight them now. And some of them you might be familiar with, some of them you've done, but I want you to keep an open mind and I want you to watch this to the end. To be honest, I'm not selling anything to you, so take it off your mind if, oh, what is she trying to sell? No, I want you to just take these 10 things, write them down, and make sure you are implementing every single one of them. Because if you don't, then there is no guarantee that we're not going to end up like the people we are seeing out there. Whenever you see an elderly person doing Uber, elderly person still working, that should tell you something. Because whether we like it or not, one day, we are going to become old in this country. So these 10 things will ensure that you are stable in this country. That's what I would say. So the first thing is we're going to talk about how to develop the right mindset for living in Canada. The mindset of where you're coming from, trust me, is not the mindset, most likely not the mindset that you need for living in Canada, especially if you're coming from an African country. It is not the same mindset. All right. The second thing we're going to talk about is how to earn more money without having two jobs or without doing a job that you hate. We are going to talk about how to budget without depriving yourself of the good things of life. It's one of my favorite topics. Number four, we're going to talk about how to save on taxes now and in the future. Number five, we're going to talk about how to secure the financial future of your children. If you're watching this and you have children, please take this number five very seriously so they don't end up with student loans, which is the norm here. All right. So make sure that you take number five seriously. We're going to talk about how to save money to live a rich life. All right. We shouldn't come here. You know how some people don't like to relocate to these countries. You know, they will tell you that, oh, I don't want to go. I'd rather be a first class citizen in my country than to be a third class citizen in these other countries. And the reason for that is because they don't do this number six. If you do this number six, you can actually still be living in this country and live like a first class citizen. Number seven, you're going to learn how to take advantage of credit card for your benefit. This is also because most of us coming from, African countries, especially Nigeria. I don't know how it is in other countries. I am Nigerian, and Nigeria is a cash-based country. It's not a card-based country. So coming here, there's a lot of misconceptions that people have, and we're going to address it in this webinar. Number eight, we'll talk about how to protect yourself and the people/the things you love. Number nine, we'll talk about how to invest and make money work for you. And number 10, we'll talk about how to take action immediately. So if any of this interests you in any way, then keep watching. But if you feel like you know the answer to all these 10, then this is the time for you to leave and say thank you. Right? So I'll appreciate it. If you want to get value from any of this, then keep watching. So let's get right to it. How do you develop the right mindset? These are pointers. Like I said, to me, this is like a roadmap. Anybody that comes to this country, I just want to give them this video, watch this, write it down, and make sure you implement. So number one, I want you to write down your Canada dream. And as you're watching this, I want to ask you that question, food for thought, really. Have you written down your Canada dream? Do you even know what your Canada dream is? Some people just have wishes, oh, I want to have this when I get to Canada. This is why I went to Canada. You were just talking, but writing it down makes it concrete. Writing it down gives you 50% chance that you're going to achieve it. All right. So please, you can pause this video now and go get a journal and actually start writing down things that you want to achieve in this country. Write it down. Please do not joke with this. Number two, stop converting dollars before spending. This is a mindset that if you can switch this mindset, it will help you a lot in this country. A lot of people are living a very limited life because of this mindset. If you have this mindset that you're still converting, number one, you're not going to enjoy this country. That's number one. And number two, you're not going to spend your money. All right. So stop converting dollars before you spend the dollars. Number three, give yourself a timeline for that survival job. If you must have a survival job, give yourself a timeline. To be honest, let me tell you, it is not compulsory that you must have a survival job. There are lots and lots of people who got into this country and they didn't need to do a job that was beneath them, because that's what we call survival job. If whatever job you're doing is paying you and you're enjoying it, it's not a survival job. So I'm not here to say, oh, you must do something classy or whatever. No. I'm talking about you doing a job that you're like, I'm just using this to survive. That is what survival job is. You actually deserve to do the kind of job you want. You deserve to do the kind of job that pays you well. and it is possible. So switch that mindset that you need to do some dirty jobs, in this country once you land. No, you just need to be intentional and you need to look at opportunities and you need to have an open mind and you can get all the income that you desire in this country. So even if you finally got a survival job, give yourself a timeline. Some people have spent 5 years, 10 years, 15 years doing the same job that they said was a survival job. Why? Because they didn't give you a timeline. They didn't say, see, I'm going to do this for this number of time. And you write it down. Like I said, all this I'm speaking from experience. If you don't write it down, you will see yourself doing that particular job for a long time. But when you write it down, you will start generating ideas because as you're remembering it, ideas will start coming to you on how you can get something better and you'll be able to attract something better. Okay. Now, the last one is I want you to switch your mindset from hard work to smart work. Like I said, some mindsets that we came here with do not actually work here. We might be coming from a place where people that work hard, man, if you work hard, you're going to make it. It does not work like that in this country. The people who are making it in this country are not those working hard. Some people are earning thousands, six figures, seven figures in the country. They're not even stepping out of their home. All right. So switch that mindset from hard work to smart work and tell yourself, if there's a smarter way to do this, then I'll choose that smarter way. All right. Hard workers are not those who are making it in this country, to be honest. All right. Now that we've developed or you now understand the right mindset to live in this country, let's talk about how to earn money. So, bearing in mind that mindset that I have just explained, how can you earn money without stress? Number one, instead of having two jobs, have a job and a business. So, this is another mindset people come with that, oh, people that are making it here, they're doing multiple jobs. Or you hear maybe before you came here, you heard about your family members that you have abroad. They're doing multiple jobs, 3 jobs, 2 jobs, 4 jobs. And you think or you believe that that's how to survive in this country. No, you will make more money that way, but you make that more money with stress. You're going to sacrifice more time and your take home will even be less because now you're paying more tax. The more income you have, the more tax you're paying. So you're paying more tax and you're sacrificing more time. And that is too much stress, if you ask me. But if you have a job and you have a business, the business will not take as much time as a second job would take you. And you also have tax benefits for having that business. So it makes sense to think about having a job and a business instead of having 2, 3 jobs. Now, the second thing is let your job take care of your bills and let your business fund your lifestyle. So if you've done the first thing that I said, which is to write a Canada dream, you realize that your dream cannot just be to pay bills. But guess what? When people have spent 10 years in this country just paying bills, like literally, that's all they've done with their money, pay bills, because they'll say their money is not enough. And that's because that's the only source of income they have. If that's the only source of income you have from your job, most likely to just take care of bills and just an emergency. That's what I would say, you know. So your source of income, your salary or your job, most of the time just takes care of bills and emergency. So what happens to your dream? What happens to the lifestyle that you want to have in this country? What happens to living like a first class citizen? That is where that second source of income comes in. So let your job take care of your bills and let your business fund your lifestyle. That way you make money without stress. Some people don't have jobs. They say, oh, I have business. But if you're just starting business in this country, the income from your business is not guaranteed. Remember, it's a variable income. So if that's how you're starting, you're going to work hard. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but what we're talking about is how do you make money without stress? You're going to work super hard. You're going to be stressed in the beginning. All right. But if you want to earn money without stress, have a job, have a business. Let the job give you the fixed income that takes care of your bills. Then let your business fund your lifestyle until you get to a point where the income from the business is now replacing the income from the job. That is how you can transition without stressing yourself. Okay. Then the third one is If you're looking for a job or a business, make sure that it allows you to earn active, passive, and residual income. Don't just be stuck on just getting paid for your time. Don't just be stuck on selling your time. A lot of us think we're working, either maybe we're self-employed or we have a 9 to 5, and we really, really think that we're earning income or we're doing that particular job, but you're really not. The whole thing that you're doing is you're selling time. That's what you do. That's what you do. You know why? Because if you are actually doing a job, then they should allow you to do that job from home. They should allow you to do that job even from your home country. But no, you are actually just selling time. So that's why they need to see you at work. You need to clock in and clock out to get paid. If you don't clock in, you don't get paid. You can't tell them, oh, I don't want to work. I don't want to come to work, but I will deliver. I will give you the work. I'll give you the job that you're paying me for. No, most of the time, they're just paying you for your time. You clock in, they give you what to do, you do it, you clock out. So you are selling time. You're in the business of selling time. So make sure that that should not be the only thing you're thinking about. Look for things. It could be a job, it could be a business. At least it should pay you passively. It should pay you when you're at home. It should pay you when you've taken a break and you're in your home country. It should still be paying you. All right. Do not say no to that kind of opportunity. All right. Because that's what will ensure that you retire early and retire wealthy. Now, let's move to the next one, which is budgeting. Like I said, how do you budget without depriving yourself? Some people think budgeting is like dieting, they don't like it because they're like, I'm working so hard and you don't want me to spend my money? No, 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 no. I am not even of that school of thought. All right. The whole idea of budgeting is do not eat your seed and do not sow your fruits. Anybody who finds budgeting stressful, they are either eating their seed or they are planting their fruits. There's this thing going around. Everybody has become an investor or they're learning about investment. And you see someone who is earning $15 per hour, they are putting all their money in one investment because they want to grow that money. They are actually planting their fruits. All right. So the concept of budgeting without depriving yourself, always separate your fruit from your seed. So when your income is paid, that income has both the fruit and the seed. Your job is to separate it and separate it properly because everybody do not have the same type of fruit and seed. Separate it properly. So I use a rationing method. You can say 50 to 60% of your income is your fruit, 20 to 30% of your income is your seed. So that fruit is for you to take care of anything that you're spending money on that is not necessarily bringing back money. All right? Your bills, your rent, your mortgage, school fees, groceries, all that. You should eat it. And then this second part, which is the 20 to 30% of your income, is your seed. The sole purpose of it is to be planted so that it can be harvested to give you more money. So every time your income comes, which one should be planted so that you can harvest more money from it? If that is not happening, you are continually going to work hard in this country. But if that is happening, then it will help you retire early and wealthy. And you're not going to deprive yourself because you have 50 to 60% as your fruit. But guess what? There is still a little bit portion because even if you do 50 and then 20, or you do 60 and then 30, there's still a little bit of portion. That portion is to live a rich life. And guess what? This can be achieved. If you're not able to break this down into fruit, seed, and and to live a rich life, then you need an extra source of income. Don't just fold your hands and say, oh, well, there's no money, so we're just going to stay here. You need an extra source of income. So that's where the business comes in. You have your job. If you're able to break this down with your salary, that's fine. If you're not, you need another source of income. Don't get a second job because that will just gonna increase your bills. All right. So get a business. That way you can manage that money better. Trust me. Now let's move to saving on taxes, right? So this is a very important topic. You must know in this country, taxation is a big topic in Canada. Where we're coming from, it's possible that we didn't really know much about taxes, but that should not be the case here. Taxation is a big, big topic. And I'm going to just give you a snapshot of it. We can run in-depth sessions one-on-one to talk more about this, but these are my top advice when it comes to saving on taxes. You need to open a tax-free savings account. You can't be in this country and not have a tax-free savings account, and then you're putting all your money inside your checking account with the bank. Don't even put it in a savings account with the bank. Make sure you're opening a tax-free savings account because the growth on this account is tax-free. You don't need to pay tax on it. You shouldn't be sharing the growth on your money with the government. All right. So the growth should be tax-free. The withdrawal should be tax-free. Okay. Secondly, open the first home buyer's savings account. Like I said, this is for new immigrants. So if you haven't bought your home already, make sure you have a first home buyer savings account. Don't just move money from your checking account as down payment to go buy a house. Put it here because it's tax deductible. All right. And it will also discipline you so that you don't do what? You don't eat your seed or plant your fruit. All right. Then thirdly, open a cash value life insurance. This is another way you can save on taxes. And like I said, when we're having a one-on-one session, I can explain all this to you in a more detailed way. This is just an introduction. Book a one-on-one session after watching this, and I can answer all your questions. All right. So that's the third thing to open. And then the last one is have a side hustle that enables you file business expenses. This will also be explained to you in details when we sit down for our one-on-one. But you see this 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 things that I have listed, please put it as your to-do list and put a time. If you haven't done them, put a time. Put an appointment right now on how you're going to get them all done. You know why? That portion of your income, that is seed, would go into this. All right. Now let's go to securing the financial future of your children. So in this country, like like I said, I'm from Nigeria, and in Nigeria, people even open normal bank account for their children and put money there. Here you can open TFSA for your child, you can open a bank account for a minor, but there are 2 accounts you can actually open for your child here. The first one is RESP, is a registered education savings plan. And the good thing about it is you can actually get Canada Learning Bonds, like a grant, up to $2,000. You also have another grant up to a maximum of $7,200. It grows tax-free, but is taxable at withdrawal based on the child's tax bracket. The funds are only used for child's education. So if you're going to withdraw it for any other reason, you will pay fine. Okay, so which is where this second one comes in. This one is what I personally call it a wealth transfer account. To be honest, this is my interpretation of that Bible passage where it says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. All right, so that's why I call it a wealth transfer account, but it's actually a cash value life insurance. You can get cash value up to $50,000 either when they graduate or even while they are in school, depending on the kind of plan that you set up for them. They have access to lifetime retirement income. So you see where the wealth is now being transferred to your grandchildren. There's a critical illness protection. So up to the age of 65, if they are diagnosed of any critical illness, there'll be a payout, a get well soon check that'll be paid to them. All right. And also, they also have living benefits from this same plan. And guess what? It is also tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawal in some cases. So you see that this one, the funds can be used as you want. The first one is only used for children's education. So any money that you know that, okay, this one I'm saving towards their education. But the child is not going to eat education. The child is not going to sleep inside education. The child is going to need to transport themselves. So this second plan would help them to have all those other ones sorted. It could help them get a down payment on their home. It could help them buy their first car without too much loan or even without no loan at all. Like I said, depending on how you set this up for them, it can help them get a down payment to their home. It can help them take it. There will be no need for student loan. All right. So these are two plans that if you have children, please, please, please do not joke with this. And now you can use government money. This is a tip that I shared here that you can actually use government money to fund it. So it's not as if, oh, I don't have money to do that. If you're a PR, for example, or citizen, or whichever way, your children, if they're getting childcare benefits from the government, you can use that. So nobody's telling you must come from your pocket. You can actually use the government money to create wealth for you and for your children. Okay, now let's talk about saving money to live a rich life. This one is pretty straightforward, but I like to run sessions because it's going to be much deeper when we talk one-on-one, but this is the snapshot. This is a summary. You need to identify your rich life. What needs to happen, or what happens that make you feel rich? I am someone that there are three things that make me feel rich, and a lot of other things I don't really care so much about. These three things that make me feel rich is when someone cooks for me, when someone drives me around, I feel rich. When someone cooks and cleans for me, I feel rich. That's my rich life. I don't care about designer shoes. I don't care about big cars and big houses. I just care about someone cooking and cleaning for me. I care about someone driving me around. That's why most time I don't even have my own car. My husband drives me or my best friend drives me. And if they are not around, I use Uber. All right. So that's my rich life. Now, what's your rich life? Have you actually sat down to identify it? What makes you feel rich? Once you identify it, you spend money on those things and forget about anything else. Don't try to impress people. There are people driving big cars just to impress, and this thing is stressing them out. It's not like they love it, they're just doing it to impress. That shouldn't be you. Because if you spend money on the things that actually make you rich and you cut costs on those things that you don't really care about, forget about impressing people. So me, I spend money for people to come and cook, clean for me. So somebody will say, I say, oh, you have too much money. No, I just know what my rich life is because I'm not spending money on car financing. I'm not spending money on car insurance. So that money that I would have been spending on car financing and car insurance, I can now invest it while still living a rich life. So you shouldn't determine if I'm rich or not. So some people want others to look at them with their big cars and their big houses and everything and say, oh, that person is rich. When that doesn't even impress you, you're doing it to impress another person. So this is, like I said, this is a session I run with people. I show you the list of all the things that can make you feel rich, and then you pick your top three. And you say, this is where I'm going to spend my money. And the bottom three, you do not spend money there. You cut costs mercilessly there. All right. Once you do that, you're going to get savings and you can invest the savings and invest it wisely and give it a purpose. Okay. Now, for this one is straightforward. Credit card. You make sure you use your credit card for 99% of your purchases because you're going to get points, you're going to get cash backs in some cases. So make sure you're using it wisely. Then you grow your credit score by using your credit card responsibly. There's something called credit score in this country. Where we're coming from, most of us, we don't have it. So make sure that you're using your card responsibly. So as you're making that purchase, make sure you have money that you can use and move back into the credit card account. So the credit card is not free money. Make sure that you are using it responsibly by putting money back, but use it for your purchase then put your money back. That way you can spend your money twice, which is what I do. And I've done it for 4 years plus, and I don't owe a single interest on credit card. All right, you get to spend your money twice. Okay, third one is you take advantage of the perks provided by your credit card company. Call them, call your bank and say, please, what are the benefits of this credit card? They would give you. You can Google it, you can research it, and you start using it. There are some things you buy that you don't need to buy. They're actually covered by your credit card. So call your bank and ask them, all right? Then use the credit card with the highest cashback rates. So different credit cards have different benefits and features. Just do your research before you get it. And also, I forgot to add, also use a credit card that doesn't charge unnecessary fees. Okay. Like I said, when we're sitting down one-on-one, I can give you more information. This is just like an intro. So how do you protect yourself and the people / the things you love? Number one, get a car insurance with full coverage. If you love your car, insure it to the full. We could get away with third party and all that where we're coming from. Trust me, here, if you're in an accident, you can't carry a car that has broken lights and be driving around. You're going to have to fix it with your money. And we don't have roadside mechanics here. So that money that you think you're trying to save by getting third party, you end up spending it. During snow, by the time you have accident, collision, you would see that the money you're trying to save, you spend times 10 of that to fix your car. So get a car with full coverage. Get a tenant's insurance if you're renting an apartment, because I get that a lot. For home insurance is almost mandatory, right? Almost. But for tenant insurance, people think, oh, I don't need it. When you cause a water damage in the house or in your apartment and it affects the neighbor's apartment, then you realize that you do need it. So water damage is something that is very common, that people cause water damage. We've even had fire incidences, right? The houses in this country, they are built with wood. So fire is very, very common. Okay. So please make sure you are protecting yourself, protecting the things you love, protecting the people you love. Get a critical illness insurance. So your regular healthcare, whatever, may not be enough if there's a critical illness like cancer, stroke, things like that. So you need this insurance to give you some kind of peace of mind. I have seen cases where people are like, I have to go back to work. I have to go back to work. I need to end salary. My disability period has ended. You know, they can't pay you full salary if you're on disability. So people need more money and they end up going back to work even when they are not really, really healthy, even when they wish they could have just stayed for like 2-3 months doing nothing, resting and recuperating. So you need this critical illness just in case. You need a disability insurance, like I said, so that when they're paying you half, you can still get the other half. Then you need what I call a retirement insurance. You need a retirement insurance. We won't have time to break all this down. Take a screenshot of it, put it as your to-do list, book a one-on-one session with me. Let's talk about it. All right. Now, for investment, it's pretty simple. Start now. Please do not make the mistake that new immigrants make. And they say, oh, I just got a job. I have so many bills. Start now. Your income is divided into fruit and seed. Please start investing. Even if it's $20 a month, even if it's $30, $50 a month, you will survive. Once you start earning income, start investing. The only reason for you not to invest, in fact, that's not even a reason, because people still invest if they don't have a job, because there's something called income support. You can still bring out something from that and start investing. Okay, so start now. Diversify your investment as you grow. Automate your investment. Don't be in control of it. Make sure that it's something that comes out. Don't even consider that as part of your money. It's not even part of your money. You are protecting your future. We shouldn't struggle now and still struggle in future. If you're a new immigrant, you're already struggling because you're coming, you're earning a little bit low, you're just starting life. You can't be struggling now and still struggle when you're in your 60s. No. So please automate it, let it leave your account straight. You shouldn't even be in control of it. And then play it long term. Investment is not a short term thing. Investment is something that pays you when you can no longer earn your own income, when you can no longer earn active income. So when I see people say, I want to invest and get it back in 6 months, get it back in 1 year, and you're still earning salary, you're still earning active income. Investment is something you're doing for the long time so that you can retire early. You can say, you know what, when I'm 45, I don't want to work, I don't want to earn active income anymore. So I want to be earning passive income from my investments. When I'm 50, when I'm 55, depending on whatever age you have chosen that's the age you want to retire. That is what investment is for. It's not for short term. If you want short term, put it in a savings. If you're planning to travel, put it in a high yield savings account to give you returns, and that will take care of your short-term needs or medium-term needs. Let your investment be for long-term, and always consult a professional. The same way you consult a doctor for your medical issues, make sure you're consulting a professional for your financial issues. You are not a financial expert, just as you're not a medical expert. So these two things, your medical health and your financial health, should not be in your control. Get help. Okay? Now, how do you take action on everything you've learned? How do you take action? It's simple. Set clear goals. I do this with my clients. We sit down, we set clear goals. What is your financial goal in this Canada? We can sit down and do it together. Then we create an action plan. I have shared some of the action plans there. The things that I said, they are like your to-do list now. Create the action plan, automate the plan. Let it be something that is running on its own. Okay? So that you don't need to worry your head. Right now, like I said, the way I live my life now, you would think I have $1 million somewhere. But guess what? I do. I have $1.4 million somewhere. Okay? So automate your plan. All right? Then start now. I have already said that. Start now. You're not getting any younger. We're already counting down to this retirement. So the earlier, the better. A lot of us, if you're watching this, I don't think you came here as a baby. Okay, so we don't have time anymore. So start now. And lastly, seek accountability. And speaking of accountability, we have a tribe. It's called the Smart Tribe. And basically, the vision is to become #1 finance community for immigrants living in Canada, because we don't have a finance community for immigrants in this country. So that's the vision. And we provide the accountability that you need to achieve your financial goals. Trust me, after watching this video, you cannot tell me that, oh, don't worry, I'll do it by myself. Trust me, 5 years from now, you realize you've still not done anything. So you need accountability, and that's what we provide. We help you grow good money mindset, work on your money habits, and get better at making money, managing money, and growing money. And it is a free community, but terms and conditions would apply. So book a one-on-one. We will discuss your aspirations, we'll discuss your goals, and we can show you how you can be part of this community. All right. So we look forward to welcoming you, and thank you for watching to this end. Because if you got here, it means you've watched everything. And I really, really appreciate you for taking that time. And trust me, the only way this time will be much valuable to you is if you take action. So please take action. And if you have questions, send me a DM or click to book a one-on-one, and I will be glad to answer all your questions. All right. Thanks, and have an amazing day. Cheers.